President Trump taking his wiretapping case to Capitol Hill, the White House asking for a congressional investigation into claims that the Obama administration illegally spied on Trump Tower. Here with a friendly family debate, we've got the president of Americans United for Change, Brad Woodhouse, and his brother, executive director of the North Carolina Republican Party, Dallas Woodhouse. Brothers Woodhouse, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, Dallas, you got a haircut. You look good. Let's start with you.
Thanks, Steve.
Let's start with you, Dallas. So the president tweeted out, just found out Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower before the victory, nothing found. Clearly, he was talking about the fact that there are a number of news reports out that the Obama administration, first in June and then in October, asked for a FISA request during the presidential campaign, which is pretty stunning, and eventually got it in October and did some surveillance. What do you make of all of this? Because people on the political left are saying this president's out of his mind.
Well, I have been fascinated reading some of the stories by Andrew McCarthy of the National Review, who has covered this extensively for some time, that after attempting a criminal warrant that found nothing, they then did the unusual step of trying twice to get a FISA warrant.
Yep.
And so it does appear that Mr. Trump's phones were tapped, and the only people that can ask for a FISA warrant are the Obama administration. And I think if you're a conservative and you saw the abuse of power that President Obama's people did at the IRS, and you look at the same time they were doing everything they could do to clear Hillary Clinton, I think the president I think the president has brought sunlight into a very disturbing situation. Well, look, I mean, we don't trust these people in the previous administration. It's one reason we don't trust this administration.
Brad, your brother makes a good point. There is no reason for this administration to trust the last one because they left all these landmines everywhere.
Well, look, Steve, there's absolutely no reason for the American people to trust this president. Let me say this. The president came out and said that this happened. He asserted it. He didn't ask for an investigation. This is the president of the United States. If he wants to find out whether or not this occurred, he can find out. It's his CIA director now. It's his Justice Department. It's his
Brad,
FBI.
Should the Obama Justice Department have been tapping the phones of a presidential candidate, yes or no?
Well, first
should
of all,
they have been wiretapping Trump?
Well, first of all, Dallas, they don't wiretap.
Should they?
Dallas, you're an ignoramus, and so is the president.
Whoa.
That's not how it works. A federal judge has to find probable cause to approve a FISA warrant.
You're leaving it. Sure, a judge would have to order the warrant, but it's somebody from the administration or the intel community, or there are a dozen different places that can go to the FISA judge and ask for it.
Well,
there are a number of stories out there. Brad, there are a number of stories out there that say that the administration or somebody in the administration or somebody connected to the administration asked twice.
But
the first time they were denied, and the second time they got it, to go ahead and surveil the server and all the people connected with the Trump
the president
campaign.
Should produce, the president then is the one that made this charge. He should produce the evidence. He doesn't need a congressional investigation.
You're absolutely right.
He's the president of the United States.
Brad, you're absolutely right. All they've got to do is talk the FISA judge into releasing the warrant, and then we'll know whether or not they spied on him.
Well, and remember this, if a judge approved it, it means a judge believed. Not the Obama administration. It means a judge believed there was probable cause that there was collusion or some type of illegal contact with the Russians. Steve, you should be concerned about that. If a federal judge said that, what does that say about what occurred?
But here's what we know.
Dallas, to your brother's point, there was a lot of talk from the administration that there was a connection between the Trump campaign and Russia at the time. So you can understand how they would go before a judge and say, hey, look, we think we have been able to connect these dots.
I don't actually understand that, Steve. I mean, apparently the only thing they had was that some people connected to Trump somewhere might be doing some legitimate business in Russia, which lots of people do.
Sure.
I got to tell you something. The president here has brought to light something that's very concerning, and that is, in fact, that the Obama Justice Department was attempting and apparently did listen to the phone calls of a presidential candidate and their associates based on flimsy or no evidence.
Because a federal judge found probable cause if it occurred. We don't even know if it occurred.
It doesn't require probable cause of a crime in a FISA situation.
Donald Trump asserts that this occurred without one shred of evidence. However, we do have evidence that Donald Trump stood before the country and asked the Russians to hack into Hillary Clinton's email.
He was
no one wants to investigate. They want to investigate this.
All right, Brad in Dallas.
It looks like the wiretapping happened, Steve. That's what people need to know. It looks like Trump was right, that he was wiretapped, at least
you know what? If there was a warrant, let's go ahead and see it. All right, and that will put it to rest. Brad in Dallas, Woodhouse, boys, thank you very much.